We are studying Canto 1, Chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Services, text 21 today. So let's go ahead. भिद्यते हृदया ग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्ट इवात्मनीश्वरे भिद्यते हृदया ग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वा समस्या क्षीयन्ते च कर्मणि दृष्ट्वा इवात्मनीश्वरे भिद्यते हृदया ग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते च कर्मणि दृष्टा इवात्मनीश्वरे. Yes, please read the shloka. Who is there? Shloka padhiye.
विधेयते हृदया ग्रन्थि चिन्तान्ते सर्वा संशयान् क्षीयन्ते यस्य कर्माणि दृष्टा इवात्मानीश्वरे.
Okay, next.
विद्यन्ते हृदये ग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा इवात्मनीश्वरः.
Okay, next. Next.
विद्यन्ते हृदयग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशया क्षीयन्ते कस्य कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे.
Okay, next. Pooja Mataji padhiye shloka.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna.
विद्यते हृदये ग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसमस्याः कृष्यन्ते कस्य कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे.
Okay, next. Anyone else?
विद्यते हृदय ग्रन्थे छिद्यन्ते सर्वसमस्याः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा इवात्मनीश्वरे.
Okay. Word to word meaning. Thank you, everyone. Vidyate, pierced. Hridaya, heart. Granthi, notes. Chidyante, cut to pieces. Sarva, all. Samshaya, misgivings. Shiyante, terminated. Cha, and Ashya, his. Karmani, chain of fruitive action. Drishte, having seen. Evaha, certainly. Atmani, onto the self. Ishwar, dominating. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. This shloka is quite very wonderful and important one also. As I told, that shloka number 15, 16 and 17, 18 are also important, and this one also is one of the very important shloka. What he says, thus the knot in the heart is pierced and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive action is terminated when one sees the self as master. क्या बोला गया है? The knot in the heart is pierced and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive action is terminated when one sees the self as master. Okay, let me go through the purport first, then I'll make us some comment on the translation, or will try to explain. Attaining scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead means seeing one's own self simultaneously. As far as the identity of the living being as spirit self is concerned, there are a number of speculations and misgivings. The materialist does not believe in the existence of the spirit self, and empiric philosophers believe in the impersonal feature of the whole spirit without individuality of the living beings. But the transcendentalists affirm that the soul and the supersoul are two different identities, qualitatively one but quantitatively different. There are many other theories, but all these different speculations are at once cleared off as soon as Sri Krishna is realized in truth by the process of Bhakti Yoga. Sri Krishna is like the sun, and the materialistic speculation about the absolute truth are like the darkest midnight. As soon as the Krishna is arisen within one's heart, the darkness of materialistic speculation about the absolute truth and living being is at once cleared off. In the presence of the sun, the darkness cannot stand, and the relative truth that were hidden within the dense darkness of ignorance become clearly manifested by the mercy of Krishna, who is residing in everyone's heart as the super soul. I'll read the next one later. यहाँ पे लिखा है, as in the previous shloka we studied, we get to know the scientific knowledge about the supreme personality of Godhead as we engaged in devotional service. Once it is established in our heart, it takes away all lust, anger, greed, and madness illusion from our heart. And the scientific knowledge about the Supreme Personality of Godhead we got to know. We are able to understand. कल हम लोगों ने देखा था, there are, it says, out of many thousands of people, some endeavor for perfection, and out of them also very rare soul attain the perfection. You know, that means it's not that easy to understand Krishna. To understand Krishna, we need to be into this process of bhakti yoga. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand. And moreover, this, as I told previously also, in nutshell, what this Krishna consciousness means. कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस को अगर हमें एक लाइन में डिफाइन करना हो तो हम क्या बोलेंगे? It means know who you are and be who you are. What does it mean? Know who you are and be who you are. Means understand who you are. You are the eternal servant of Krishna, and be who you are, acting as a servant of Krishna. Understanding? This is Krishna consciousness, and this knowledge can only come when we engage in devotional service. You know, try to understand Krishna in the association of devotees, then we can realize these things. I'm the spirit soul. I meant to serve Krishna. And means if you are servant, there must be a master. And the master is Krishna. And you are the servant. By just this mere understanding, one can be well situated in devotional service. ठीक है? अब जैसे मायावादीज हैं, वो क्या समझते हैं? भगवान का impersonal feature. According to them, there is no individuality of a living being. For them, means, see, for a loving reciprocation or a loving relation, they required a two person at least. ठीक है? कोई भी relation है, ये रिश्ता है, उसके लिए दो लोग चाहिए ना कम से कम to reciprocate. If you are doing something for other person, the other person will do something reciprocate with you. You are able to see other person, you are able to meditate, isn't it? So this is a two-way relation, love. But in the Mayavadi school, what it says, they consider Lord as impersonal. Impersonal means he is not person. He has no eyes, no ears, no nose, nothing is there. According to them, just some jyoti is there, some light is there, you know, Brahman effulgence. And their goal is to merge into that Brahman effulgence. If the object of love and the person who is rendering service, if they just merge, then who will render the service? And how the relation will be there? There is no relation, and then you are becoming one. Then there is no reciprocation, nothing is there. So this is Mayavadis that teaches us. You know, this is a very low class understanding that Mayavadi teaches. You know, and there are many theories that speculate about the absolute truth that is not going to tell us the right knowledge. So, as it is stated here, Krishna Surya Sama Mayara Andhakar. In Back to Godhead magazine ना उसके बाहर अगर आप देखोगे तो एक स्टेटमेंट आता है सूर्य कृष्ण सूर्य समा माया अंधकार मतलब अभी it's sun outside, so it's like when the sun is there, there is no darkness. What is darkness? It's the absence of light. Darkness का खुद का कोई existence नहीं है. उसी तरीके से माया का खुद का कोई existence नहीं है. Maya is not independent. Maya is dependent on Krishna because it's Krishna's energy, na. Material nature is also Krishna's energy. It's not independent. I remember one person, he asked, "Ki everything good in material world, is it because of Krishna?" Yes. It says, and everything bad is also because of Krishna. This says no. कहते why? Because सब कुछ तो भगवान का ही है ना. पूरा जगत देखा जाए तो everything belongs to Krishna. Then everything because of him. If goodness is because of him, then bad why? Because bad is not because of him. It says if there are godly people, it's because of Krishna. If there are bad people, that is an absence of God consciousness. You know. So similarly, darkness का खुद का Hare Krishna Parth Pratim Danvastana. So it says that darkness का खुद का कोई existence नहीं है. When there is no light, then there is darkness. But darkness is not independent. So similarly, you know, without Krishna, our mental speculation is nothing. You know, he says in Bhagavad Gita introduction, there is a one statement that says philosophy without religion is mental speculation. Philosophy without religion is mental speculation. Similarly, any philosophy, any talk that doesn't contain Krishna is simply mere a mental speculation. Understanding? वो सिर्फ एक ज्ञान प्लेटफॉर्म पे सिर्फ स्पेकुलेशन है. तो हमें स्पेकुलेट करके we cannot understand Krishna. We have to understand absolute truth through the Shastra. You know, when Krishna is there, when we understand Krishna, then all the Vedic knowledge just comes imparted onto us. As Krishna says, I am the compiler of Vedanta. and I am to be known from the Vedas. So when we understand Krishna, all the knowledge, the essence of the Vedas, we are understanding. You know, stated further in Bhagavad Gita 10.11, the Lord says that in order to show special favor to his pure devotees, he personally eradicates the dense darkness of all misgivings by switching on the light of pure knowledge within the heart of a devotee. This is a very wonderful shloka. ये देखो कितना अच्छा statement है यहाँ पे. When in order to show special favor to his devotees, कि भगवान अपने भक्तों को special favor दिखाने के लिए क्या करते हैं? He personally eradicates the dense darkness of all misgivings by switching on the light of pure knowledge within the heart of devotee. कि भगवान उसके हृदय में खुद जो अंधेरा है उसको निकाल देते हैं, उसको ज्ञान प्रदान करते हैं. But it is for those who are the pure devotees. So make sure you are also pure devotee. Even if you are not, अगर आप खुद प्योर नहीं हो, but don't give up the process, just keep doing it in a regular basis, keep practicing. The day will come, Krishna will be there, and he will cleanse up all the darkness from your heart, and you will be well realized in all the knowledge. You know, we might be memorize the shlokas, we might can I have one realization. मेरा एक realization था बहुत time पहले. It is like that time also I was preaching. That time also I was taking classes, but it is a few years back. And what had happened as we take classes generally. So what had happened? We try to obviously we repeat the words of the senior authorities we heard or we read. तो हम लोग उनको repeat ही करते हैं. अभी खुद का तो क्या ही बता सकते हैं हम लोग. But when I heard the senior devotees, so it's like it's just they are not copy pasting from anywhere. It's somewhere it's their realizations. Somewhere it is their realizations कि उनका खुद का वो realizations होता है, you know. So when the classes, that's why it says that we should try to hear from the Bhagavatas, because then we can hear their realization. कि realization is what they have accepted the reality, means the conviction is there too much. कि उनकी conviction बहुत ज़्यादा होती है because they have realized the knowledge, and that knowledge really just क्या कहते हैं उसको, it just goes into your heart directly, you know. So similarly that means it says the Krishna give them the word, super soul inspire them to speak in certain ways, you know. When one seated on the Vyasasana and give the class, it is actually Krishna from within give them the words to speak. One who is a sincere devotee on Vyasasana, Krishna from within give them the right words at the right time at the right place that will inspire the soul sitting outside, you know. So every day we also that time I also started practicing that, getting deep into my chanting, so that I would be having in connection with Krishna, that whenever I speak it might give me the right words, right time, right place, that will inspire other people, you know. So it is like the more you grow into the devotional service, आप जितना ज़्यादा भक्ति में ये साधना में, first of all, as the very first service we do in our day is the chanting of the holy names, है ना. सबसे पहली जो हम सेवा करते हैं, ये डिवोशनल सर्विस हमारी होती है, वो क्या है? जप करने की, जपा यज्ञ we do, isn't it? We chant the holy names. And I'll tell you one more thing. If you chant your rounds in a very deep sense, you know, I remember the Gurudev's words. Gurudev says, dive deep into the ocean. Like for example, जैसे sky divers होते हैं, you know, sky divers who go deep into the ocean, वो समुद्र में बहुत गहराई तक जाते हैं, है ना. समुद्र में गहराई तक जाना मतलब नीचे बहुत प्रेशर रहता है. One need to be well controlled with the mind and senses, so that वो impatient ना हो जाए, and he will be having the control over his breaths. वो अपनी सांसों पे control कर सके, है ना. Then only he can go, means if he is a self controlled person keeping the patience, then he can only go into the deep sea, and in deep sea only you can find the gems. ओशन में जो मोती होते हैं, जो बहुत प्रेशियस होते हैं, ये pearls जिनको कहा जाता है, you can find them into the deep ocean only, not on the surface, you know. You can find them into the deep ocean only. But for to reach at the deep ocean, the skydiver need to be well controlled in his mind and senses, keeping the patience, then only he can dive deep, you know. So similarly, if he dive deep, he will get the pearls. Similarly, while chanting the holy names, this is the best way to communicate with Krishna. We are dialing 108 number, calling Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Krishna, if we are attentive, you know, if we are attentive, going deep, that example actually, whenever I chant, that example just strikes my mind. No, dive deep. Dive deep means keep patience, try to listen the holy names very carefully, and just dive deep. And when you dive deep, you are making a connection with the super soul inside your heart. And when the connection is there, you feel that connection established, And the whole day, whatever you do, you will be guided from within what to do and what not to do. This is a realization. Like when you deeply connect with Krishna, from within, he will guide you what to do, what not to do. This is a special favor. But for that, we need to have the connection. When you chant, when you dial 108 number, 108 means one bead contains, like one bead, it contains 108, you know. So 108 number we dial, Hare Krishna, all the time we singing. So we are dialing. If you're not attentive, Krishna will say, you are out of network coverage area. So you won't able to understand. When you want to communicate with other person, अगर दोनों का network coverage में है, you can speak very nicely. But the other person, if the range is not there, पीछे break हो रहा है, you like hello, 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 I'm audible, I'm audible. It just go on, no signal, you know. So when you're not attentive, Krishna will says, you're out of coverage area, man. Come to this network area. So network area, we need to come, we need to be very attentive. When we are attending with the japa, then only we can feel the presence of Krishna within our heart. And then the communication starts. For the communication to begin, there should be a relation, isn't it? अब यहाँ पे बोला है कि भगवान अपने डिवोटीज को फेवर करने के लिए उनके हृदय से उनको ज्ञान देते हैं, मगर हृदय में मैनिफेस्ट, हृदय में तो सबके ही हैं, फिर मैनिफेस्ट किनको होते हैं? One who is in relation with super soul. Until you are in relation with some person, how you can communicate with other person? आपके पास किसी व्यक्ति का नंबर है, okay, but you don't know that person. But until you try to develop a relation, how you are going to communicate? ऐसे तो नहीं किसी को भी फोन, कोई भी रैंडम नंबर मिलाया और बात करना शुरू कर दिया. No, we need to have certain relation, then only we can communicate na. So for that thing also, Krishna to communicate to you and you to hear Krishna's conversation, you need to be in relation with Krishna, and for that you need to dive deep into the holy names. That is the best way. Or another way is a devotional service, obviously, but the best way is to chanting the holy names in a very deep attentive way. Okay, then you can get this special favor of Krishna. He will guide you from within and give you the knowledge what to do, what not to do. Okay, because when Krishna manifests in your heart, then the old darkness will go away because the sun has arisen in your heart, isn't it? Okay, so we'll move further. Therefore, because of the personality of Godhead taking charge of illuminating the heart of his devotee, suddenly a devotee engaged in a service in transcendental love cannot remain in darkness. So when Krishna takes this responsibility of cleansing your heart, then there is no way that you can remain bereft of transcendental loving service unto Krishna. Then you will automatically will engage there and cannot remain in darkness. जो भी व्यक्ति भक्ति योगा प्रैक्टिस करता है और भगवान की सेवा में लगता है, उसका हृदय तो शुद्ध होगा ही होगा ना. Then how that person can remain in darkness? No way, no way. The only way he can be into darkness when he give up the service of Krishna. The only way he can be away from can be into darkness when he give up the association of Krishna devotees, when he give up the devotional service of Krishna. Okay, he comes to know everything of the absolute and the relative truth. The devotee cannot remain in darkness, and because the devotee is enlightened by the personality of Godhead, his knowledge is certainly perfect. तो क्या बोला है कि devotee is enlightened by Supreme Personality of Godhead, his knowledge is perfect because Krishna is guiding him from within. Na? So how he can be into the darkness? How he can be imperfect? No. I remember once an interviewer asked Srila Prabhupada, he says, you mentioned in your books that the human beings has 4 defects. कि जो मनुष्य है उसमें 4 डिफेक्ट होते हैं. कौन से 4 दोष होते हैं, कौन बताएगा? I have repeated many times. Who is going to tell me what are the 4 defects in a human being? Yes, Asta.
To be get cheated,
Yes.
illusion,
Yes.
imperfect senses,
Yes. Mistaken.
and mistake. Yes.
Yeah.
To be get
So these are the 4 defects in human beings. तो उन्होंने पूछा कि आपने बताया कि मनुष्य में 4 दोष होते हैं, तो how you can tell the knowledge you are giving is perfect because you have imperfect senses. तो आप कैसे कह सकते हो कि आप जो ज्ञान दुनिया को दे रहे हो वो सच है, ये जो भागवतम बता रहे हो? प्रपाद ने कहा था कि because I am repeating the words of Acharya and Krishna himself as it is, that is my perfection. I know I am imperfect. मेरा ज्ञान जो है वो अधूरा होगा. I am imperfect. But because I am repeating the words of Acharya and Krishna as it is, that's why the thing I'm telling is perfect. And moreover, the similar way, if you're repeating as it is and you're guided from within, You are perfect in that sense. Otherwise, we are also imperfect, na? I can tell myself I'm also imperfect. I'm not Paramhansa. I'm not a Uttamadhikari. I'm also a neophyte person. But because my credit is because I'm repeating the words as it is. So that's why it's perfect knowledge I'm giving. Okay? The same way, trying to give actually. So it says the devotee cannot remain in darkness because of Krishna presence in their heart. This is not the case for those who speculate on absolute truth by dint of their own unlimited approach, power of approach. Now the scientists या philosophers होते हैं, they just speculate about कि ऐसा होगा, but this is mere speculation. We have to go through what is mentioned in the Shastra, we have to accept the authority. Then only. And it says, perfect knowledge is called parampara, or deductive knowledge coming down from authority to the submissive oral receiver who is a bona fide by service and surrender. क्या बोला गया है कि हमें जो ज्ञान है वो गुरु परंपरा में लेना चाहिए. Guru parampara means disciplic succession in a parampara. So like from Krishna, our parampara is began from Krishna. Yeah. Here is the Bhagavad Gita. All people might be having. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a Guru Parampara list is given. अगर आप देखोगे तो पूरी गुरु परंपरा का लिस्ट यहाँ पे दिया है. You all can see. आपको दिख रहा है? It might be coming to you in a reverse way. So yeah, the first one is Krishna, then Brahmaji, then Narada, Asita. So it's like it's given Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, Madhava. And from Krishna, it comes to last is Bhakti, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. So there is a whole disciplic succession is given. So that means this knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita or the Bhagavatam, this knowledge is coming in Guru Parampara. You know, Guru Parampara में जो ज्ञान आता है, I'll give you one more example. Okay, have you all people have seen telescope? आप में से कितने लोगों ने टेलीस्कोप देखा है या जानकारी है टेलीस्कोप के बारे में? How many of you people know about telescope? टेलीस्कोप के बारे में पता है सभी को? हरे कृष्णा. Yes or no? Do you all people know what is
Yes,
telescope?
Mataji.
आपको पता है ना टेलीस्कोप क्या होता है? आई एम कंसिडरिंग एवरीबडी नो टेलीस्कोप. टेलीस्कोप का मतलब होता है एक लंबी सी पाइप होती है जिसमें बहुत सारे मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लासेस होते हैं जिससे आप पास की चीज जो दूर की चीज है उसको बहुत करीब से देख सकते हो. लाइक व्हेन द लूनर इक्लिप्स इज देयर पीपल यूज टेलीस्कोप टू सी द मून. यू नो, आप चांद सितारे बहुत करीबी से देख सकते हैं. दैट इज व्हाट द टेलीस्कोप इज, दोज हु डजंट नो. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट डज द टेलीस्कोप डू? देयर आर, इट्स अ पाइप. टेलीस्कोप इज अ पाइप, वन कैन से राउंड पाइप जिसमें बहुत सारे ग्लासेस हैं. And all these glasses magnify the vision so that you can see the object that is far very closely. ठीक है. कोई भी दूर की चीज है उसको आप बहुत करीब अपने पास देखो कि बिल्कुल सामने ही है. नहीं तो चंद्रमा हम देखते हैं तो बहुत दूर है. We cannot see each particle of moon. You know, when the telescope is there, you can see it very closely, isn't it? So what this Guru Parampara does? Krishna is quite very far from us. He is on the abode. ठीक है. And to understand Krishna is also not that easy. But when we connect with the parampara, then each acharya in our parampara, they act as a magnifying glass. You know, they act as a magnifying glass. We are at one end, from there the guru, and then our guru's master, then master's masters, then it comes to Krishna. And when we through the transcendental via medium, through our guru, we try to see, get the knowledge, then with each acharya, it magnifies our vision to approach Krishna, to understand Krishna. Got the point? So this Guru Parampara act as a telescope for us to understand Krishna, to know him. You know, and moreover, when we connect in the Parampara, it acts in the reverse way also. The reverse way, it acts in other way also, that the mercy magnifies. ऐसे is ना, that Dada Guru is more merciful than our Guru. Like the Srila Prabhupada ज़्यादा merciful है. तो उनसे भी मर्सीफुल भक्ति स्थान से ठाकुर हैं. तो मतलब जब हम गुरु परंपरा में लिंक करते हैं, पहली बात तो ये आर विजन बिकम मैग्निफायर्स when then we are able to see clear things as it is. If we are in the parampara system taking the knowledge in that way, so it magnifies our vision very clearly. ठीक है. The another is the mercy also magnifies. You know, then initially we are just connected somehow to the process, but the mercy we are not connected. So when we are connected with a guru, because Guru has the mercy of the previous Acharya, through him we get the mercy from Krishna down to all the Acharyas magnifies to us. And then our japa, then we are like empowered. So that's why the initiation is very important process. So we need to acquire the knowledge in disciplic succession in Guru Parampara. First of all, it is Pramanik, it is authoritative. Okay. And the another one is It magnifies our vision, the knowledge, and the mercy, everything. Okay, but we have to take this knowledge as stated in 434 in Bhagavad Gita. What it says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya, means we have to take this knowledge in a submissive mood by rendering service. Don't be in a challenging mood, you just challenge. How is it that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Just let me know. Don't go in a challenging way. You just tell them, my teacher, you know everything, you have full knowledge. Please accept my humble obeisances. Please kindly enlighten me in the matter of Krishna consciousness. Please tell me who I am and who is the Supreme Person. In a very humble mood, we should approach. Then the knowledge will come to us. Even if you are knowledgeable, don't show off your knowledge. Just be a fool in front of your guru. Then the knowledge will come. As says, if the blackboard is already written, अगर एक ब्लैक बोर्ड है, जैसे आपके स्कूल में बोर्ड्स होते हैं, अगर वो ऑलरेडी रिटन है, ठीक है, उसमें बहुत कुछ पूरा भरा हुआ है, उसको मिटा के दोबारा लिखना बहुत मुश्किल है ना. अगर वो पहले ही खाली होगा तो बहुत आसान है उस पर लिखना. तो सिमिलरली, if you go with a heavy mind, nothing will come to your mind. You are not able to receive anything. But if you have the blank mind in front of your guru, then everything he teaches you, it will goes into your heart. Okay, so we need to be very humble. In a service mode, we should inquire and learn from them. Okay, so it says, one cannot challenge the authority of the supreme and know him also at the same time. क्या भगवान को challenge कर रहे हो और उनको जान भी सकते हो? ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. He reserves the right of not being exposed to such a challenging spirit of an insignificant spark of the whole, a spark subjected to the control of illusory energy. In 9th canto also there is a similar statement as stated here कि भगवान ये right reserve रखते हैं कि मैं किसको दिखूंगा किसको नहीं दिखूंगा. Similarly, devotee also, those who are pure devotees, they can also be hidden and can be shown. So it's Krishna's right. Those who are submissive devotees, therefore the transcendental knowledge descends from the personality of Godhead to Brahma, from Brahma to his sons, disciple in succession. So जो submissive है उनको ये ज्ञान पूरा आता है. This process is held by the super soul within such devotee. That is the perfect way of learning transcendental knowledge. तो इस ज्ञान के बारे में जानना या सीखना, उसका सही तरीका क्या है? गुरु परंपरा में. ठीक है. This enlightenment perfectly enable the devotee to distinguish spirit from matter, because the knot of spirit and matter is united by the Lord. This knot is called ahankara. It falsely obliges a living being to become identified with the matter. When we understand having the transcendental knowledge, then we can understand I am not this matter, this body, I am the spirit soul who belongs to Krishna. Then this false ego, जिसको अहंकार कहा जाता है, वो खत्म हो जाता है. As soon as this knot is loosened, therefore all the clouds of doubt are at once cleared off. तो जितने भी हमारे मन में ये जो बादल हैं शंकाओं के, ये सारे खत्म हो जाते हैं जब ये अहंकार जो होता है इसकी नोट कम होने लगती है. So one sees his master and fully engages himself in transcendental loving service of the Lord, making a full termination of the chain of fruitive action. So जब हम ये समझ पाते हैं कि हम दास हैं और इस तरह से भगवान की सेवा में लगते हैं, transcendental loving service of Lord, then we can totally terminate this chain of fruitive action. In material existence, a living being create his own chain of fruitive work and enjoy the good and bad effect of those action life after life. पूजा माता जी, ये आपका आंसर है कल का. ये देखो, आपने बोला था कि बुरे कर्मों का उसको भी एंजॉय करने आना पड़ता है. A living being create his own chain of fruitive work, कि वो अपना कार्मिक रिएक्शन खुद क्रिएट करता है, जिसके बुरा हो अच्छा हो उसको एंजॉय या सफर करने के लिए उसको बार बार आना पड़ता है, life after life. But as soon as he engages himself in the loving service of the Lord, he at once become free from the chain of karma. His action no longer create any reaction. आया? देखो उसका आंसर भी यहाँ पे दिया है. When one engage in the loving service of the Lord, there is no karmic reaction. One is free from the karma, and there is no longer create any reaction, because you are ending up this cycle and you are going to Goloka. Okay, so this is it for today. I think we are already, it's 9 a.m. So we have few minutes. So I would like to take up some questions or any understanding from all of you, or any points you want to add up, or anything from anyone. So would like to hear. So yes, please go ahead. Yes, please don't wait for me to take your name. Yes, Pooja Mataji.
माता जी मेरे को पूछना था कि वो आपने बताया था ना कि फोर प्रॉब्लम्स जो ह्यूमन बीइंग की लाइफ में होते हैं, वो क्या है? मतलब मेरे को वो समझ नहीं आया.
माता जी, जो 4 प्रॉब्लम है वो तो बर्थ, डेथ, ओल्ड एज एंड डिजीज है, और जो 4 दोष है वो है इल्यूजन में रहना, चीटिंग टेंडेंसी होना, मिस्टेक करना और इम्परफेक्ट सेंसेस. मतलब इंद्रियां परफेक्ट नहीं होती। तो ये 4 दोष होते हैं मनुष्य में, और जो 4 प्रॉब्लम है हमारी लाइफ में वो है बर्थ, डेथ, जन्म, मृत्यु, जरा, व्याधि। ठीक है,
कि मतलब दोष इन द सेंस कि हम हमारे में ये होता है कि हम करते हैं
डिफेक्ट,
ये चीज।
डिफेक्ट्स कह सकते हो इनको,
ओके
डिफेक्ट,
ओके ओके।
ये मनुष्य में
चीटिंग,
डिफेक्ट्स होते हैं।
चीटिंग और क्या था भूल गई मैं।
मिस्टेक,
चीटिंग,
इल्यूजन,
मिस्टेक,
इल्यूजन,
इल्यूजन।
और है इम्परफेक्ट सेंसेस।
ठीक है माता
ओके, यस, एनीवन एल्स? और किसी ने
माता
कुछ
जी,
क्या?
पूजा माता जी को ये वाले एग्जाम्पल से बहुत अच्छे से समझ आ जाएगी ये चारों जो
The
ईश्वर
example
उपनिषद के
is पूजा
इंट्रोडक्शन
माता
में
जी,
है।
it is in the ईशो उपनिषद इंट्रोडक्शन में इसको बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है। ठीक है, आई विल सेंड यू द लिंक, आप वहां से पढ़ सकते हो, क्योंकि अभी टाइम नहीं है इतना कि आई विल बी एलेबोरेटिंग ऑन इट। ठीक है, सो ये चारों चीजों के बारे में बहुत अच्छे से ईशो उपनिषद के इंट्रोडक्शन में है, तो वो मैं आपको लिंक भेज दूंगी, आप वहां से पढ़ लीजिएगा। ठीक है,
जी माता जी।
ओके, यस, हु इज नेक्स्ट? आस्था और पार्थ, हु इज गोइंग टू स्पीक नेक्स्ट? हरे कृष्णा। नहीं बोलना है किसी को?
माता
नहीं
जी
दी, मुझे
आज
नहीं
तो नहीं
बोला।
है कुछ।
Please be little loud, whoever is speaking, please be little loud, because I don't have the earphone with me, I'm listening from the laptop audio, so इसका sound इतना strong नहीं है, so you have to be little loud on your end so that I can listen you.
नो माता जी, नथिंग।
Asta, you don't have
नहीं
anything?
माता जी,
Okay,
मेरा भी
yes
नहीं है।
Parth.
नो माता जी।
नहीं माता जी, मेरा भी नहीं है।
Okay, yes Bhavika, do you have any questions? You asked me yesterday one question, so let me read it out that
Yeah.
one. Okay, Bhavika Mataji asked me a question yesterday. इन्होंने बोला कि reflection is okay. It is stated that the material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. So if the spiritual world is imperishable, then how can the reflection be perishable? Okay, this is quite very interesting question. So Mataji, reflection can be, is it is perishable, you know, देखो it is perishable, जो shadow है वो साथ में रखती है because it's connected, so it remain there, but reflection, अब जैसे reflection के लिए you need a mirror or a river जहाँ पे वो reflection पड़ेगा, है ना, you need some place where the reflection can be there, you know, it can be any और जैसे shadow है उसके लिए भी light चाहिए, then the shadow will be there, and for reflection also you require certain surface where the reflection can be, you know, अगर जैसे पेड़ है वो नदी के, आप देखो हर पेड़ की तो रिफ्लेक्शन नहीं होती ना, हाँ भाविका, डज एवरी ट्री हैज अ रिफ्लेक्शन?
No.
No. When there is a river, if the tree is besides the river, then there will be a reflection. It requires a surface. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So it required that river है तो उस पे उसका reflection पड़े, then you are able to see, isn't it? So similar way, reflection is also temporary by nature, you know, reflection है वो temporary होती है nature, according to the time place, it will be there or it won't be there, you know. So उस हिसाब से depend करेगा, मगर shadow, whenever the light is there, the shadow will be there. खैर shadow का सवाल नहीं आ रहा है यहाँ पे, reflection की बात हो रही है. So when the exact surface is there, the replica can be there, but otherwise not. ठीक है? Similar way, spiritual world is there, material world is reflection of that world, um, and it can be finished anytime, it can or it cannot be, it depends. Okay, this is what my little knowledge
Yeah.
talks about it, rest I don't know. Yes Bhavika,
Yeah.
little understanding you are getting how the reflection will be there. For
Yeah.
reflection to be there, either you need a mirror or you need some reflecting surface. If it is not there, there won't be any reflection, isn't it? Similar way here also. Okay. Yes. Anything else? और किसी को कुछ ऐड करना है या बोलना है? Okay, if nothing, so we will be stopping here for today. And today evening there will be no class. I'm sorry because we had some program here today. So रात को class नहीं हो पाएगा. But morning Bhagavatam class will be there. And wish you all happy New Year. Though Vaishnava New Year is begin with Gaur Purnima, but it is an English New Year. So wish you all a happy Krishna conscious year ahead in advance. So that please now be strong with your sadhana. take this process quite very seriously and make certain resolutions that you can follow up in the coming year. Okay, so thank you so much for joining today. So let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the somebody buddies ki jai. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow for morning Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone.